NBA draft, it is kind of early. So, if you had to decide who you would take number one right now, who would it be?
You want me to go first? See.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, if I had to, if I had the number one pick, I'm trying to trade back. I'm trying to trade back just because I'm a little
Wow,
nervous.
you weren't you the other day telling me you like this draft
I
X?
do. I think that this draft is underrated, but I don't think there's a clear cut number one guy, and
Okay.
that's what bothers me because last year you had Victor Wembanyama, clear cut number one choice. Even the year prior, I know we talked about it, and Paolo became the number one draft pick, but I said I would have went Chet number one. I had no issue with that because Chet was warranted a number one overall pick. So was Paulo. The Magical Paulo, good pickup by them. But there was a number one guy at that time. LeBron James. We've seen these guys come and go. In this draft, I think there's a lot of good players, but I don't know if there's an overwhelming number one pick. But I'll tell y'all two guys that I like the best in this draft class. And the crazy thing is, the San Antonio Spurs might land both of them to go with Victor Wembanyama. I love me some Castle from UConn. Stephon Castle, Stephen Castle. I'm like,
Oh
but
man.
Castle can go, man. Castle can go. I'm telling you, hey, Keo, look, I'm here to tell you that kid can go. But my number one guy, Castle's my number two guy. And all the foreign guys, normally I have time to look at the foreign guys. I'll tell you, I didn't get a good chance to look at all of them, so I don't know much about them. But I'll go back and look. I saw maybe a couple of highlights from Sar. He looks pretty good, but I'm not confident to jump on that bandwagon yet. But Jared McCain is my number one guy. And I know y'all gonna say, "Oh, X, you're a dookie. That's why you feel the way you feel." No, McCain is a shot maker. And in the NBA, when you can make a shot, when you can create your own shot, McCain may never be the number one option on a championship team, but he can definitely be a number two option, number three option, and turn into, I say, high ceiling. He could become a Klay Thompson to me on a good team. It just depends on where he goes. But I think McCain is a can't miss prospect. If I'm wrong, I'll come on here and say it 10 years from now. Look, I was tripping. But McCain to me is a can't miss prospect. He will not go number one. And maybe you don't even think he should go number one. But I think he will end up being one of the best players in this draft, if not the best player in this draft.
All right, man. I don't think I don't spend my number one pick on a number three on a championship team. I can't see myself spending my number one pick on a Klay Thompson. Is what I'm saying.
That's
Now,
fair.
I
That's
get what you're
fair.
saying though, because this draft is not loaded. It's not loaded with that can't miss project.
And
Um,
who's the number one guy in this draft? Where you can say he's LeBron James, he's Luka
yeah,
Doncic, he's Nikola Jokic. I don't know.
they
So
don't have
that's what I'm
one.
saying.
You know
They
what
don't
they
have.
are.
This is
You
a
know
weird.
what they have. You know what they have. They have a Michael Olawale Candy. That's what they have.
Yeah, they could have one of those. I like what you said about trading back. I would trade back. I would definitely trade back, turn that pick into a number one pick, first round pick this year and next year. And then maybe next year has one of those can't miss projects, uh, um, prospects, yeah, prospects or whatever. But we're talking about this year. So if I'm drafted number one, I did have a little time to look YouTube some of the top foreign players, and I like Alex Sarr. I like him, man. I don't think you can go wrong with a 7'1", 19-year-old. They're comparing them to players like Jaren Jackson Jr., and that's who I see when I watch him. I don't know about the same kind of motor because I think Jaren Jackson, I think he has a good motor on him. I don't know if he has the same kind of motor as Jaren Jackson, but I do see the size comparison, the rebounding, and the shot blocking ability. And since we looking at Wemby, France is now becoming a place where people looking at for basketball players, man. So I take him. I'll take Alex Starr, and it's Atlanta that has the number one pick. So Clint Capella is going into his final year of his deal. You take him, you let Clint Capella walk, man. You don't pay Clint Capella. Who wants to play Clint Capella some money? You know what I mean? I'm not playing him no money. You ain't won me nothing ever. So him, I think that maybe you can do that now. Maybe you're starting over. You're moving on past the tray ice tray the ice trade era, and you might maybe you starting over big. You know what I mean? DeJounte Murray, he may not be there. I think Atlanta's not really a basketball city anyway. So I mean, another year starting over ain't gonna hurt. I know they got hype like a couple of years back when they when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they came up short. But it hadn't been good since then. They've been playing a play-in team the next couple years. So I mean, I don't think they're going anywhere with the team they got right now. So you need to bring somebody in that's gonna make a splash, and you don't make a bigger splash than 7'1", 19 years old.
It's a damn shame when the WNBA rookie draft class is better than the NBA's draft class.
Yeah.
Um, this might be the worst NBA draft that I'm
It's
gonna be
not.
looking forward to see, man. Alex Sarr, really? I haven't heard anything about him. There's no hype or buildup around Alex Sarr. He's probably Dante Exum for crying out loud when he gets to the
Uh,
NBA. We talk. You got guys like Donovan Clingham, Reed Shepard, Jared McCain. Are you kidding me, man? This is the guys that
McCain gonna
we're
be good, bro. You tripping?
Zach Eady. These are the guys that we are really excited about, man. I don't see no superstars in here. Obviously, LeBron is a one-time generational talent, but dude, I don't see nobody out here that stands out to me, man. This might be the worst. I feel bad for the Atlanta Hawks because they get the number one overall pick for the first time. I don't know in how many years, and they get this type of class that they're getting. Yeah, you're right. If I'm dogs, I'm trading it back, man. I don't want anybody on here.
Who's okay? So who's the best player in this draft in your mind? 10 years from now, obviously where they get drafted matters. So I'll let you change it once they get drafted. But who do you think is the guy that you look at and say to yourself, "I like that kid.
I like Rob Dillingham from
I like
Kentucky.
I like I like Dillingham as well." Um, and you can't go wrong with Kentucky guards. So I like that. I like what you got. I like where you going with that one.
um, I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't see a lot of these players. Um, see much of them or whatever. Maybe just sports center highlights. But from what I watched, I like Castle.
Castle nice.
I like Castle, man. I think
Well,
they, and maybe that's because, like I said, he was on the best team, and
well,
it looked like he's pretty good. It looked like he could be an NBA starter.
But that's what I'm saying. See, like what happens like a team like the Spurs, I think they got 4 and 8. If they get Castle at 4 and McCain at 8 to go with Victor Wembanyama, you looking at that team and you say to yourself, Victor's gonna be locked down defensively, Castle's gonna be good defensively, and McCain's a bucket. Like, that's what I mean. Like, if you put those guys in the right spot, I think those guys can be really good. And I don't think that you have a LeBron James in this draft. I think that's pretty evident.
mm,
But I do think that you have some good players in this draft. I
yeah.
know Q was talking about Alex Sardis. Besides me, who was hyping up Giannis Antetokounmpo when he came out of the draft?
Well,
Nobody.
yeah. So what, man? Like you make it you make give me the worst example.
You know what I compare this draft to? We talk about this might be the worst draft. Another draft that wasn't worth a damn was the 2021 draft. Cade Cunningham was the number one pick.
But Kane good. The
Yeah,
Pistons just
he play up for a bad
Pistons.
team.
Cade's solid. Cade's solid, but here's my thing. Like I said, Cade Cunningham, he's the number one draft pick. he can't be the best player on a championship team.
Okay.
You
That's
know what I
true.
mean?
That's true.
And you got Jalen Green in that draft too, I believe. That was all right to
Green's
me.
been ball. Green's
Yeah,
been
Green's been
balling.
good.
Yeah,
Um,
Green. I'm not sure, Downs. I'm not sure
now
Jalen Green could be a best player on a championship team
I
either.
Now
agree.
the now
I
the
agree with
only
that.
reason the only reason why people may be looking forward to this draft is because of a certain individual's son, and he goes by the name of Bronny James, man. So with that being said, man, where do you think Bronny James will be drafted at in this draft?
If they smart, they'll take him in the first round.
Okay.
Facts.
If I'm a GM, I'm drafting Bronny James, especially in this sorry ass draft. It don't matter. It don't matter, man. I don't. If I'm drafting 20 something or in a 30, man, look, bro, give me Bronny James. I'm finna
Shoot.
sell some jerseys. Braun might come here. I'm finna get some attention to my team, and I'm gonna start making some free agent moves just to get him on the team and get people to watch in my team, and we're gonna make some moves. I only team I can see it hurting him, it hurting get or not really moving the needle is the Detroit Pistons. I think that he goes to Detroit, doesn't move the needle at all. I think everybody just views them as a sorry, terrible franchise, and they're not watching them. They're not watching him because he's not. To me, he's gonna be in the G League anyway. He's not gonna. He's not gonna. He's not gonna be on the
But
game.
you don't think like LeBron or keep him in the NBA? If a team says, okay, let's say LeBron, like I know the rumors is out there, but LeBron says I'm coming to the Detroit Pistons. Um, I want to play with Bronny. You think that they're gonna send him down to the G League if they get LeBron?
Well, no, but I mean, if he plays on the same team with his dad, I think that's the only way that he does make an NBA team's roster because Bron's like, hey, I'm going to teach him. He gonna be with me. I'm gonna teach him how to be a pro. And I think that's the best. That's the best case scenario for LeBron James Jr. I really do. That's the dream scenario for
What's the team that you think should go get him?
the Lakers.
Yep. I said the same thing.
I'll go a different route, and I know, here goes Keo, and I know he's in the oh god, here X goes. I think the New Orleans Pelicans should draft Bronny,
Oh shit.
and I'm gonna tell you why. I got a couple of reasons why. I
Okay.
do think LeBron would go to the team that I believe when he says he wants to play with his son. And here's the deal: if you get LeBron to go to New Orleans and play with the Pelicans, of course you're gonna have to give up some pieces. We understand that maybe Brendan Ingram's no longer there. Maybe a guy like what's my boy name? The guard,
Trey Murphy.
McCullum, CJ
Oh,
McCullum.
see there, yeah.
Yeah, CJ McCullum might not be there, but
He ain't do
I
shit
look
like
at it
that.
like this: if a team like the Pelicans that want to take the next step, we saw what they were when Zion was healthy this year. You got Herb Jones, who's an elite defensive player. You got a guy that can shoot the ball in Trey Murphy. If you could add LeBron James to that roster, guess what? He comes in. Who's kept their body up the best in probably NBA history? LeBron James.
Yeah.
Guess who needs to get their body right? Zion. If he gets to be around LeBron, I think that LeBron would elevate Zion. And I look at that situation, I said to myself, that's a win for LeBron because he gets to play with a young team that's ready to make that next step. And it should help Zion keep his body weight under control and get to play with a guy like LeBron. Yeah, LeBron's not maybe the Cleveland LeBron or the Miami Heat LeBron, but LeBron's still a doggone good player in the NBA. And I think that, and that's no biasness there. I think it really is a good fit for the team and LeBron. The only thing I'll say, I'll be 100% with it. I love Louisiana. It's a small market. Will LeBron move down to a small market to play for the Pelicans? I don't know. But he's on the back end of his career. LeBron's made his
Mm,
money. I think he just wants to play with his son. And I think that's the situation that would make the most
um,
sense to me.
Well, he came out a
I
couple of weeks
think
ago
I
and said it's not a priority playing with his son anymore.
yeah. I think it's a I'm not a big fan of Bronny entering the draft. I think he could definitely play one more season. I was actually looking forward him entering the transfer portal and see what he could do, and because I think he would have had a bigger role whatever team he decided to transfer to. Um,
Hands down here to LSU, boy. Watch us get you right.
yeah,
Looking at LSU too on the slick.
yeah. So yeah, I think it would have been a. I think it would give him one more year in the collegiate level. I think that would have been good for him, man. But as far as where he would go in the draft, I see him as a first round pick, though. I see him as a first round pick. I think they look at the brand of uh, Bronny James and they look at, who his dad is. And I think his dad will have a huge influence and impact on that. So, I definitely would still see him as a first round pick. And he can ball, though, man. Is he like gonna be is he's like like huge upside, got crazy potential? No, he has potential. He has some type of upside. He got some athleticism. So he got all of that, but I would have him like probably like in the late first round. If
What's his okay? So what's his floor and what's his ceiling in you guys' mind?
Shit, I don't know what his floor is.
ah,
I got his ceiling being Drew Holiday.
That's a great. If that
mm,
if he turns out to be Drew Holiday, dog, that is phenomenal. I think we got to stop trying to. He's LeBron James's son. He's not LeBron James.
No, he's
So
not.
like that's why I think people are missing. Like he is who he is. If he turns out to be Drew Holiday and you draft him in the late first round, third, second round, that is a hell of a draft pick that you got. I'll say low end where I think he could be is Gary Payton Jr., bruh, the son of Gary Payton. I think he
Yeah.
could be that. I think he could be though if you have a good team, like when Gary Payton was playing with the Warriors. I think he come off the bench and do something like that for that team. He just has to be in the right situation. Another team I would like to see maybe, him get drafted to is a team maybe if my biggest thing is if LeBron's gonna go there. If there's a shot at LeBron going over there, I would like to see him go to Philly.
Yeah.
mm.
But the perfect storybook ending would be if he got drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron went back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good too. Um, yeah, I don't know the ceiling though, man. The ceiling at the what Bronny can be. I think his defense, man. His defense is a huge component that people talk about. So yeah, I'm not sure as of right now. If I had to pick, if right now I would go, it might be a reach. I probably would go with something like a Marcus Smart or something. I would
That
I would
that's
do
that's
so.
that's solid, man. That's solid.
Yeah, I think it would be something like that. But I think his offensive game does get overlooked though. But we haven't seen it though, so we haven't seen them enough. So that's why I would say I would see one more in college though. But